guys, welcome back to Living Life Barefoot. I'm Malerie, and this is part 2 of the Microgreen Blackout method. If you missed it or you haven't watched it yet, make sure you go watch part 1 where I walk you through the process and you'll be able to see the difference of the tray after I unstacked it on day 4 and what the blackout method does in just 12 hours. Now remember, the ultimate goal is to get those microgreens to stretch a little bit taller, so on harvest day you have a much easier harvest, you get a nice even canopy, and it'll even help in your yields if you're growing for profit. I'm going to go ahead and uncover the broccoli microgreen tray here, that way you can see what that looks like. It's been in the blackout phase for 12 hours overnight, and as you can see here, it did get quite a bit more length on the tray. Make sure you go back to the other video so you can compare the two. Didn't get any exposure to light while it's in that blackout phase. When I introduce it to light, it'll be able to photosynthesize and it'll green up really nicely. Probably even by this evening, I'll be able to see a difference in the color of the trays. I went ahead and grabbed my arugula tray that was introduced to light, and you can tell overnight how quickly that greened up. And there's really great length on these arugula trays as well. I will definitely show you the difference, what a day could do on greening up after you expose your microgreens to light. Pretty neat. I'll go ahead and uncover a few more of these trays, and like I said, you could tell that they are still really yellow, and once we introduce them to light, they would definitely start greening up. And then you can see a tray here that I didn't put in blackout, and this is the micro radish, and it has quite a bit of length here. You will notice as you start growing microgreens more that different varieties of microgreens do have different lengths. Some will need blackout and some you may not have to black out. Typically, I don't black out the seeds that I soak, and I don't black out my micro radish because I always get really good length in those varieties. The more growing cycles that you get under your belt, the more you'll be able to play around with maybe a blackout phase to see if it does help you with your yields, with the length of your microgreens, the ease of harvest day. Blackout phase is definitely optional. Like I said, the more growing cycles you get under your belt, the more comfortable that you may feel practicing and playing around with this blackout method to see if it helps you when it comes time to harvest. A lot of times growers want to know the exact varieties, the exact length of time in blackout. This is just definitely something that you can play around with and see what works best with your systems and see what kind of outcome you get when it comes time to harvesting. Again, I typically only do a blackout phase for microgreens that I don't soak, plus my microgreen radish, because I always get really good yields on that. Typically, I do it overnight for about 12 hours, and that just helps lengthen those microgreens, give you a nice even canopy so you have a wonderful, easy harvest day, and you could possibly get more yields if you're growing for profit. Go ahead and uncover the rest of these trays that are in blackout and introduce it to light. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to try this blackout method.